Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro. So I'm back again with my Commodore 128D, which I have been trying to get repaired the last month or so, half a year, maybe more. Yeah, it's still an ongoing project. I sent it over to Commodore, my friend, and he has his Commodore Retro Innovations channel. I don't know if you watched his videos, but he actually fixed the main problem on the motherboard. So as you can see, it's now working. I made a video about this a while back ago, and yeah, it actually did work. It didn't power on, and I couldn't figure what was wrong with it, but Kjell alias Coiro, he managed to figure it out and it's now fixed. I actually am working on a separate video right now with this motherboard because there's still some faults. I cannot get the disk drive to work with this board. I have tried several disk drives, both the internal one and also external, but none of those work, so clearly there's some more issues with this. However, in this video I'm gonna concentrate on the keyboard because that's also an issue. It doesn't actually work, so I need to figure out why the keyboard doesn't work. Before I continue, I just want to thank my sponsor PCBWay. They made this PCB here for a 1581 floppy disk drive, and they deliver amazing quality and really fast shipping times. Besides PCB manufacturing, they also do 3D printing, and I got this case for the 1581 floppy drive made by PCBWay in amazing good quality and yeah, very nice white color. So if you want to have your own PCBs manufactured, then head over to PCBWay.com and check out their services. And for the PCB silkscreen, they now have a new option for UV printing multicolor. So check that out. Likewise, if you need something 3D printed or CNC machined or made some sheet metal, then they have services for that. So thank you PCBWay for supporting my YouTube channel. I have already been doing some retrobrighting just out in the sun on this. As you can see, it's quite a lot better than it was when I got it. Here's a picture of how it looked when I got it, and yeah, there's quite a difference, but still it's quite yellowed, so I need to take a look at doing some more retrobrighting. I had it out for many days in the sun and it wouldn't get any more bright than this. And here's another 128D keyboard that is not yellowed, and you can see the difference. However, back to the fault. If I plug in the keyboard and turn on the machine, let's take a look. Yeah, now it is working perfectly fine. I just tested it recently and it didn't work at all, but the other keyboard did work, so yeah, this is going to be a short video then. Alright then, I have tested it several times and booted the machine, turning it on and off, and yeah, now it actually works just fine. So maybe that was just a temporary glitch in the universe when I tested it and it didn't work at all. No keys worked, but now it's just fine. Well, anyway, I'm gonna restore, try to clean up this keyboard inside out. It isn't very dirty, but there is some stains here and there, and do some real retrobrighting here with some hydrogen peroxide cream. So I'm still trying to complete this 128D from various parts that I got through the couple of years, and yeah, it seems to take still some more time to get it done, but I'm in no rush. So that's how it is. Sometimes things can stop working for no apparent reason and then it works again. I guess that's how it is with these old computers. I mean, no reason, there's always a reason, but it can be an intermittent reason and not always easy to know why. I bought this keyboard from a German seller and it was very expensive. I think I totally paid for it around 160 euros. And yeah, that's a lot, but these are very expensive, and there were keyboards that were a lot more expensive than this on eBay. There were even damaged or non-working keyboards that sold for almost as much, or at least was listed for that. Okay, so the backside, it's not that yellowed. There's a few black marks, some dirt, and missing feet. Only the double-sided tape is left there, so I need to figure out something there. And of course the screws, they are under the feet, so I need to remove that anyway. So my plan now for this video is to split this keyboard and take off all the keycaps, clean up everything. Oh, there's even one more layer of tape or glue there. So this is the actual tape. The green part is just the protective cover. This is not easy to get off, but I can still take out the screws. So I'm gonna clean up that glue afterwards with some chemicals like WD-40. It works quite well on that. Of course, if I build up a complete Commodore 128, I want it to be perfect in every shape and form. Obviously, it's not enough that it just works and can be used. It needs to look good too. Yeah, it came off quite easily after all. So this is how it's supposed to be looking with white rubber feet. Not sure if I will find the exact same type, but at least I'm gonna find some rubber feet. One is actually missing on this one too. And those feet, they are 20 by 8 millimeters. Look on this standoff, how incredibly yellowed it is in just one part. It's probably been up all the time, all those years, and that part there didn't get the same exposure. So now we should be able to split it. Oh yes, that's a lot of dirt and dust. Look here. Otherwise, it looks alright. It says Mitsumi, and yeah, this number starts with 2286, so I guess it's produced in 1986 then. Yeah, and there's some more screws. Yeah, more dust. This side too is quite dirty underneath the covers, and yeah, needs to be cleaned up. Alright, I'm gonna take off all the keycaps. This is an international or English keyboard layout. The other keyboard is actually German, and this I bought from Germany, but it's not German. Oh, that was really hard to get off, and yeah, there's a spring under each keycap. Need to make sure not to lose any of those, because yeah, I don't have spares. I have a lot of spares for Commodore 64 keyboards. You could probably use a C64 spring if you wanted to. They are a little bit larger. So the springs, often the springs are corroded, rusted. At least the first one there looks alright. not really sure. It looks a little bit grayish, a little bit like some corrosion, but not rust at least. Alright, I'm gonna remove all the keycaps and then I'll be back. Alright, so the spacebar has one spring and two smaller springs, so just keep those separate. And yeah, it has this metal bar here. Just push it forward. Needs a bit of a cleaning, that one too. Yeah, and as you can see, a lot of dust and old hair. Someone with the white hair has used this before. Yeah, I'm gonna vacuum this real good and clean it off with some IPA. Yeah, and obviously the case part goes into a hot soapy water bath for a while, and after that we can take a look at some retrobrighting. Same drill with the keycaps. I'm gonna soak them in some hot soapy water, but I'm spraying them with some Windows cleaner before, and then the dirt will loosen up, and then some soapy water after that. Dry them up and then they're ready for some retrobrighting too. Alright, so everything cleaned up nicely and dried it, and now it's time for a little retrobrighting, and I'll do the keycaps. I just put them in a plastic bag. Then I have this hydrogen peroxide cream that's meant for bleaching hair, I guess. It's 12%. The reason I use this is because here in Norway it's not possible to get liquid hydrogen peroxide. You can get like small 2% strength bottles at the pharmacy, but not anything stronger than that, unless you are a company that has a need for it. But this works. Just add a good amount to the keys. Distribute it. I just try to remove as much air as possible from the bag, and then I just tie it closed and put it outside in the sun. When there's no sun, I also just place it in my oven on 50 degrees. It seems like if you have some heat, it goes faster. Next, the keyboard casing. For this I just use a little bit of plastic film. Yeah, and just brush it around. Not too thick. I guess the thing is to get the hydrogen peroxide gas released so that it will work on the plastic. But I'm not an expert in this field. There has been many opinions over the last years on how to do this best, and a lot of retro computer enthusiasts have been doing various different trials. So yeah, and then I cover it up, and the thing is, to avoid streaking or uneven result, you should massage the cream from time to time. Yeah, maybe like every 15 minutes or something. And same with this, out into the sun. It's a very nice sunny day today. Quite warm as well. I think it's around 17 degrees Celsius right now. Yeah, so I leave it outside and then I go out and massage the plastic and the cream a little bit from time to time. How long does it take? Not really sure. It depends on the conditions, but yeah, probably some hours. So same thing with the back panel. It wasn't really that yellowed, only on this side, on the edges. Still, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. Don't get this stuff on your fingers, it will burn your skin and leave white marks. The retrobrighting is still going on, but I cleaned up the keyboard plate, and it's now quite clean. There's a few spots here and there. I think maybe it's some kind of corrosion. I can't get it off, some reaction to the paint, but I don't think that's an issue. Everything's cleaned, and I cleaned the cable and the contact. It looks like new. You could of course go further and take off the actual PCB of the keyboard, but and clean it underneath, but I'm not gonna do that as long as the keyboard works, because then I have to start desoldering these push keys here, and I don't want to risk anything as long as I don't have to. The springs, I just rinse them in water and dry them, and yeah, they look kind of rough, like it's a beginning corrosion. They are like grayish, a little bit rough, but not rusted yet. But I'm just gonna use a little bit WD-40 because it prevents rusting. Here you have the universal product for everything. So yeah, it's a Nordic variant of WD-40. It says lubricates, drives out moisture, removes rust, stops gnissel, cleans and protects. Yeah, let it do its job on these springs. Just gonna make sure to distribute it real good. Then I'm just gonna clean up the excess here. No need for them dripping of WD-40. Just need a thin layer. Yeah, now they got shiny, in fact. Okay, I'm done with the retrobrighting, and this turned out to be pretty good. I have cleaned it up and dried everything. Yeah, as you can see, it's almost as... it looks like it's even whiter than the underside. Maybe a little bit uneven. Hard to tell, it might be just shadows, but this looks very nice. And the underside... Yeah, here you can see where it was quite yellowed on this stand. Oh, there's some water. And now it looks amazing. Just 3-4 hours in the sun, and also the sun went away, so I actually placed it into my oven, and that actually speeded it up. It went much faster after I had it in the oven and than having it outside in the sun. So I really think it isn't necessary to have sunlight or UV light at all. That's just bullshit. You don't need a expensive UV light. The clue is to have heat. So 50 degrees seems to be excellent. You should of course not melt your parts if you have too much heat. Then they can go soft and melt or warp. Yeah, same with the keycaps. Oops, they were quite yellowed, and now they're all fine. So I'm just gonna assemble this keyboard, and then we take a final look and yeah, compare it to how it was when I got it. There's a little bit of leftover glue on this where the feet were, and I just had a little WD-40 there. It actually softens the glue, so it's quite easy to remove it. And then I just clean off with some IPA to get rid of the WD-40. Yes, no, it's absolutely like brand new. It also had a lot of streaks, if you remember, and yeah, I removed that with some, what's it called? Magic eraser, magic sponge. Took that away. So using a lot of chemicals like soaps and alcohol and H2O2. It's not good for the plastic. It kind of dries out a little bit. It looks like it's kind of dried now, this, so I'm gonna use something to fix that. And that's this stuff. It's a so-called aerospace protectant 303, and it's made for airplanes, but it's for plastic. And yeah, it's the ultimate UV protection, prevent fading and cracking, repels dust, lint and staining, restores lost colors and luster. So just spray a little bit of that onto this. Oh, that's way too much. You can see it's milk white, but I'm just gonna rub it in and then leave it to dry. This makes the surface really nice and shiny and repellent. You can't even put tape onto the plastic afterwards because it won't stick. Back part as well. Yeah, no, that looks really shiny. Well then, it's time to assemble the keyboard. Start with the spacebar. And this had another set of springs. See if we can make this go right into it. So it's the 14th of May today, and actually we had a really hot day. It was 22 degrees Celsius. That's quite uncommon in May. So usually we get a little bit of snow around these days even, but yeah, really warm, and it's really hot up here in the attic. How was that again? Yeah, it was just, oops, there went the spring. I followed it with my eyes so I see where it is. Then these parts goes into these holes. Just need to lift it up over the springs. Yeah. All right, the rest of the springs goes in. I'm not going to show you all that, but yeah, I'll be back when that is done. That was all the keycaps, looking good, and yeah, the yellowing, it's almost not visible. Some keys are a little bit darker than some others, but it's almost not noticeable. I didn't lose any springs, happy about that. That can easily happen. Final assembly. No, it actually goes the other way around. I forgot. This way first. Remove some oily finger marks. I really like keyboards and how they work and to restore them. Actually, I was thinking about building my own keyboard. That will be a modern type of keyboard then for my PC. And there are, I know there's even some YouTube videos dedicated to only building keyboards. and yeah, you can buy parts and design the layout and everything yourself. I need some new feet. I don't think I have any suitable. I have these I could use, of course. I only got 4 of those. They're too small, obviously. So I can't do that now. I actually ordered like this roll of silicone tape, thick silicone material that's double-sided tape on one side, and it's 20 millimeters wide, so I can just cut to length when I eventually get that. Well, the keyboard restoration is finished and it looks very nice now compared to when I got it. As you can see from this picture here, how it looked when I got it compared to now. Yeah, still a little bit oily after that protectant, but I think that's gonna dry out and eventually it will be a lot better. Just gonna wipe it a little bit more to remove any excess. Yeah, so I'm really happy about the result here. But does every key work? Well, we have to test that. It's a little bit hard to place it here on the machine, but yeah, let's turn on and see if every key works. Yes, I barely touch them and they work very nicely. Clear home, delete. Okay, the shift. That shift key doesn't work. Yeah, if I press it really hard, then it works. So it might come around eventually. Let's test the Commodore key. F keys work, and the numpad. Yeah, run, stop, restore. Yeah, all the keys work nicely. I know the shift key works better. The Commodore key, does it work? Yes, the Commodore key changes the mode to print the right symbol on the key. I really need to press it quite hard for it to work. Yeah, so there's 2 keys here that are not optimal, and the way to fix them is, of course, to take apart the keyboard again and take off the PCB and clean up the actual keypads underneath. But since I already assembled this keyboard now, I'm gonna see if it just comes around after a little bit of use, and yeah, it seems to be better already. Yeah, no, it's much better. Now it works just fine. Shift also, I don't press hard at all. Okay, so I'll leave this keyboard as it is for now. Alright, that was a quick and easy keyboard restoration video. I mean, sometimes I just have to do some restorations on some computers and I just as well film it to make a little video about it. Maybe not the most exciting video, but hopefully it was some value to you. I hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed this video anyway. So next up with this Commodore 128D project that is long running is to try and fix the rest of the motherboard issues, which is floppy drives not working. And after that I actually gonna assemble the whole machine and put it through some testing. Hopefully it will happen pretty soon, I'm not really sure. So thanks a lot for watching and see you next time, and a special thanks to my members and to my patrons. See you, bye bye.